only took me 7 years as a mom to realize that everyone's always going to judge me. Heck, I judge myself, so how can I expect other people not to? But here's a thought. Instead of always saying, why can't we just get along? Why don't we ask ourselves, why do we care so much about what other moms think? I'm Kristen Chase. I'm a blogger, a mom of 4, a mominatrix, and your host for the Kristen Chase Show. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about those judgy sanctimommies. I am so happy to welcome Alana Wiles, the author of MommyShorts.com and the mom of a 2-year-old girl. Welcome, Alana.
Hi.
Now, my friend Liz wrote this post a few years ago about sanctimommies. You know, those judgy moms that just want to tell you how to do everything and aren't afraid to say it. Well, why do you think moms are so judgy?
I think, you have moms that have been doing it for a while. They have a few kids, and then newish moms get on the scenes like myself, and they just like to feel like they've been there, done that, they're experts at it, and so they like to tell the newer moms what to do or what they're doing wrong. And as a newer mom, I tend to get overly sensitive about it, and my own mother is a sanctimommy. Sometimes she does know better, and sometimes she's just being really overprotective.
Now, it only took me 7 years to grow a thicker skin and not care, but you're a newish mom, and so, how does it feel when someone comes up to you and says, you're not doing that right, or hey, here's a better way?
I hate it. I mean, it's horrible. And I think, they don't know my kid. Even if you've had, 10 kids, you haven't had my kid.
Yeah, and see, I know that there are those times when, you're just gonna be caught and someone's gonna come up to you and say something, but I have to admit that I do have some things that are just deal breaker, judgy moments. So here's my list of the things that bring out my inner sanctimommy. Kids eating junk food. Ugh, this drives me nuts when I see little babies with their bottles full of soda. Why?
I saw a 3-year-old eating this movie-sized bag of candy, standing right next to his mother at 9 in the morning, and I'm sorry, but I had to roll my eyes at that one.
Next, disrespectful kids. All right, so I know that your daughter isn't a talker yet, so you don't have to deal with the mouthy kids like I do. But I mean, what do you do if your daughter, smacks you out of anger? You do say something, right?
I do say something. I don't just sit there and take it. No.
That's a girl.
No, I mean, I think whatever situation we're in, we have to remove ourselves from it. I think that's one thing I'm kind of working on right now, is really that gentle yet forceful no, but obviously it's not acceptable behavior, so we really want to get a handle on it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, whether your kid's 2 and they're smacking you, or they're 12 and they're talking to you, I mean, I don't think that that's the situation where you need to ignore them. I think you need to say something.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Kids out late at bars and fancy restaurants. Okay, this drives me insane. And I get it, moms and dads, they need to get out. Sitters are expensive, but why do they have to go to a bar, or why do they have to ruin my nice fancy meal?
No, I think there's a time when it's acceptable to bring to kids at restaurants. I know we'll go at 6 o'clock, when it's filled with families. I think when people want to have a nice night out, it's you don't want a 2-year-old next to you.
Another one, spanking. Now, I have no issue with spanking between 2 consenting adults in the bedroom, but I say no spanking for kids. I mean, it's 2012. Aren't there better ways?
Yeah, I mean, my thing is I'm trying to get my kid not to hit, so I think that's setting a bad example to hit myself. So we're going to go with timeouts instead.
Kids on leashes. I'm sorry, this disturbs me. They're for your dogs, not for your children. And that's all I have to say about that.
Well, okay. I would never use a leash, and when I see one, it is totally disturbing, but as the mother of, a 2-year-old in Manhattan who I don't want to be hit by a car, I do get it. I get it now in a way that I didn't get it before, but again, I wouldn't do it.
Note to self. I'm not parenting everyone else's kids, I'm just parenting my own. So maybe my inner sanctimommy needs to lighten up a little bit. All right, Alana, so the bottom line is that we moms, no matter how many kids we have, are always going to be dealing with the sanctimommies. But maybe you can offer some advice to some of the newish moms on what they can do.
Well, I think new moms are always really sensitive. I know that I'm incredibly sensitive. But as you get more experienced, hopefully you develop a thicker skin, and then you might even find yourself dishing it out a little bit too.
I want to say thanks to Alana for joining me today. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
And thanks for watching. Now, I want to hear what brings out your inner sanctimommy. Leave it in the comments and make sure to subscribe to CafeMom Studios on YouTube. See you next time. On the next episode of The Kristen Chase Show, should they be getting on the scale every day? Should they be counting the calories? Or, what's your advice to them?
Throw away your scale.